World's strongest man, probably the best American to ever do it, if not the best ever, 4 times.
Yeah.
Right? And 2022, you took second in the World's Strongest Man event?
21.
2021.
Yep.
Retired from strongman at 2023.
Yep.
Okay. It's now 2025.
Yep.
Was retiring in 2023 too soon, too late, or did you get it at the exact right time with no mistakes?
So 2023, I called my last contest was going to be the strongest man on earth. So that happened, and I won that. So number one, I beat all the younger guys.
Okay.
Very much the same thing it's in strongman. It's like just to give some context, my last world's strongest man, and strongest man on earth. Both of those, there were 2 guys from Ukraine that competed alongside me. So I went over to Ukraine in 2007 to compete over there, and they both had come and watched the competition, and they were like 8 years old, 9 years old, right? And now they're in the top 10 in the world alongside me, and so they came and told me that, which made me feel quite a bit older. But yeah, man, I won that. I called that shot. I had been thinking about walking away when the right moment to walk away was. So it's one of those things where you don't want to look back in hindsight and say it was too soon, or you definitely don't want to walk away and say it was too late. So to answer your question, what I wanted to do was I wanted to be able to walk away when I was still fully capable, when I was still extremely competitive. I was capable of winning any contest that I entered, and then walk away, right? So that people are kind of like, well, Brian could still do it, or like, why would you walk away when you won, or like this type of thing. So I think in hindsight, now that I'm removed from it, I think I got it right.
Just right.
I think I got it right, and I love the fact that at certain points in the past couple of years, it's like I'll see somebody win a contest, and it's like, well, if I trained, I could come back, but it's not that's, I'm not saying that I'm going to do that, but having the thought of like, all right, like there's still some competitive juice there, but I walked away at the right moment, because I didn't want to be one of those guys, and you see them in so many sports where they hang on too long, and then especially the greats, right? Like if you're in that type of category where people have looked at you and said, like, God, that guy was incredible, and then you go past that. It's
like
just,
when your favorite rock band's playing the county fair for free.
Sure,
it's like, oh man, you guys are so cool in the 80s.
Yes. Maybe
it's too late. 2025 is too late for you to retire. It's not nostalgic anymore.
So I mean, honestly, I think that it was in hindsight right, because now I've been able to move on and set some new goals, and go after something else. But it's not that I was past wanting to be competitive, right? Like I still have the competitive juices and fire. In strongman, I had a very long career, great career, and I enjoyed it. I for sure enjoyed it, and still love it. It's not that I don't love it, right? Like it was, but it was a tough call. Like it's one of those things where you put a lot of thought into it, because you don't want to walk away and say like, gosh, I should have gone another year or two, especially as you get down the road, right? But I think that me walking away with being very, very healthy overall, like no problems with my knees or my back or my shoulders or my elbows, and like nothing, right? But that was, I think, a byproduct of the way that I trained and approached the contest, and that type of thing too. So I mean, I feel really good about it. Like, I mean, I wouldn't go back. I mean, if you said, hey, would you have stayed another year? I don't think I would have. I think I was the right call at the right moment, and I'm thankful for that, because I kind of got to have the storybook ending, if you will, right? Like you're walking out on top.
You wrote it. You controlled it.
I mean, not many guys get to say, like, I'm calling this as my last contest, and you compete against the best in the world and win.
Yeah.
And you get to walk out on top. I mean, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
So at that moment, how confident back then? Now you're very confident it was the right decision.
Yeah.
At the time, before you won the contest, once you've announced it and before
Yeah.
you won, how confident that it was the right decision? I'm asking for a friend. I myself, I got another decade, but
Sure,
I mean,
sure. Yeah,
there's
yeah.
a lot of people from in the top 5
Yeah, yeah.
that have a lot of birthdays behind them.
Here's the thing is I felt like it put a lot of pressure on me, and I didn't want that pressure to kind of cloud the I'm walking away, or I feel pressure to walk away, or if I would like, you know, I had quietly been thinking about it before, so I actually, ironically enough, kind of the year before at Strongest Men Earth, so in 2022, I kind of took some time down after that contest, and I was like, I didn't say anything publicly, but I was like, is it time to be done? So I could be done at this moment, right? Like, I'm going to take some time off. I'm just going to clear my head. And I decided then that was where the next year needed to come. But I was comfortable enough that I could put everything into that. So I think because it was premeditated, it wasn't a rash decision of like, hey, this is my last one, or, you know, anything. Like, I'd been thinking about it for a while. And you know, the challenging part is, when is it the right time, right? And I think for any athlete, it's so hard to say.
Yeah.
It's so hard to say, you know, especially if you're very competitive, you're still at the top or right at the top. It's tough to like, it's almost like gambling in a way, right? Like,
It's very much, you're gambling with your legacy. So,
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
you got nothing more than that.
Yeah, like you're playing blackjack, or it's like, well, I'm on a winning streak. You know, when do you pull your chips, right?
Mhm.
Like, when do you say, like, hey, I'm going to go cash out, like, I'm good.
Yeah.
And it's tough because from a competitive standpoint, I think you always want to bet on yourself again, right? Like, you want to say, like, I will do it, or I'll have the next one, or I can do it again, or whatever. And so, you know, I'm comfortable with it though. I mean, I know that I definitely could have carried on like for a while, because it wasn't hard for me, right? Like, that, some guys, strongman is very, very hard. For me, it wasn't really that hard. It was, I enjoyed the training, and I was strong. So it wasn't something that was like a difficult thing. Yeah, of course, was it difficult to train and be beat up and whatever, yes. But that was my normal. Right?
You'd already paid your dues.
I paid my dues.
Yeah, so your returns on investment are just rolling in now, and they're compounding.
Yes, yeah. So, but I mean, whatever. I feel like I'm taking a long time to answer that, but I feel it's just the right.
It's your podcast.
Yeah, well.
It doesn't say God strength.
Yeah, you're asking great questions, man, because you have to put a lot of thought into that, right? Like, it's very good.
I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm immortal, so I'll be around.
Yeah, forever. This is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, when I leave, Engen's gonna go. Nobody's gonna do 95 kilograms like Uncle Todd did.
No.
We're retiring the 95 class.
Hey, man.
It's now a 93 kilogram class.
I tell you what, if that happens, that would be a statement, man. That would be a statement. I'm chasing you now, brother. Like, you're the one. Like, I've still got some road to run. You know what I'm saying?
But you got somebody giving you a good head start.
Yes, 100%, man. No, I love that. Yeah. So when will be the right time for you? I guess or have you even thought about it?
I've been thinking about it since I was 45.
Okay. So
because when you start at 35, you're always the old guy.
Yeah.
What kept me in it this long was John was always a year older than me.
Okay.
You know, but it's weird. We have an open practice, and these guys show up, and their parents are now younger than me. You know?
That's strange.
I had a super match with Harold Stevens in Utah once, and his dad was my age. You know?
That's crazy. Yeah. So I mean, it's just, again, perspective, man. But I feel like, has the time gone by quickly?
It has, but when I think back, like watching that tape, seems like a million years ago.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if we sit around and I'll talk about stuff that happened 10 years ago, and I think it was just a few months ago, and I go, wait a minute, that was 4 leagues ago.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. It's wild, and I'm sure you've seen a number of different faces come and go.
Yeah.
Right.
So they blow up and they just disappear. That was and that's the one thing is, the longer I stay in it, I will sooner or later I will revenge all my losses.
Yes.
Because they're all getting older. They're all getting chubby and slow.
Sure.
Sooner or later, I'll beat everybody.
Yeah. You're coming from, well.
Because I don't have any rivalries with the young people yet.
Sure, you're developing those.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's a good way to put it. It really is. It really is. So when is your next match?
It's slated for May.
May, okay.
Engen, I asked this on Engen. I don't think it's confirmed yet.
Okay.
You know, and he's always developing 2 or 3 events in the future. So
Thinking ahead.
the one in Texas next week, that's obviously locked down. That was locked down pretty solidly a month ago.
Okay.
The one after it, May or June, was the window I was given.
Okay.
The country hasn't picked. I think it's East Asia, but
Okay.
and it might have been back then, but things change.
Of course.
And
They're trying to get it locked
yeah,
in. I'm sure.
and I'm not on the board of directors or anything, so I don't know what the negotiations are.
100%.
So I hear rumors, you know, minimum. I don't wear them out. He
Yeah.
says, "Hey, do you want to pull in May or June?" I go, "Yes." I go, "Where?" He told me a country. It's not confirmed yet. He gave me a competitor's name. It's not announced yet, but it's
Okay.
going to be Rustom, Sasho, not Paul Lynn probably because they're North American. Maybe
Okay.
Oleg. You know, I mean, it's my next. I'm going to pull all those guys in the 95 class eventually.
So everybody's going to be coming after you now.
Once you're on top, yeah, all roads lead to the top.
100%, man. So do you feel pressure? I mean, I'm sure you do to a certain point, but like, you feel pressure to defend it.
Yeah, holding it is harder than getting it.
Yeah.
It's the pressure to hold it is way higher than the pressure to get it. When I go into a title match or against somebody that's the best in the world,
Yeah.
I don't have any pressure because they're the best in the world.
Sure.
But when I go in, I go, now I'm the best in the world. I go, well, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm just posing.
Yeah.
You know, is this guy gonna?
Sure.
You know,
Sure.
so- and that's what freezes you when it comes to adapting your training because you go, wow, I can make this change and maybe get 0.5% better over 6 months.
Sure.
Or I'll just stay exactly where I am and turtle up. You know?
Well, I don't think you want to turtle up, right? Like,
I don't think you can. I think that's what eventually causes the legends
Yeah.
to end up playing county fairs for 0 admission.
Sure. You got to grow, man. And
Yeah.
well, I mean, you very confidently, obviously, answered that you're getting stronger and things are progressing. So
It's easy when you measure it.
yes, but you have that, and that's like it's got to give you a lot of confidence going into a match, knowing that those numbers are up, and
Yes.
you're in a better spot.
Yep.
Has to.
I'm always sick to my stomach nervous before a match.
Yeah.
But I'm confident that the training I did worked.
Yeah.
The question is, did it work enough or did it work fast enough?
Sure.
You know.
Well, and you seem to also be very, very detailed on a plan,
Yes.
a game plan of what you're going to execute, and
For each person.
yeah, and then the training will be manipulated for that plan to be executed in the best manner possible.
100%.
So, I mean, when you have that, it's like you put all the work in, and then you go there, and then it's like you use those nerves in a good way, right?
Yeah.
Like you get them. Like somebody said to me a long time ago, it's like, well, do you have butterflies in yours? Yep. It's like, just get all the butterflies flying in the same direction, and you'll be good, right?
There you go,
Like,
get to the train.
Yeah, so it's awesome, man. Well, we probably could keep talking, but we have some more work to do in the gym.
Yes, sir.
But tell people where they can find you, where they can check some of your stuff out, because you post quite a bit.
I have a YouTube channel. It's under my name.
Okay.
If you're ever in Marietta, Ohio, stop by the house.
Okay.
If I'm not there, go to the Norwood Tavern, ask them. They'll know where I'm at.
Okay.
Okay.
You might be comfortable with offering that. Like, you're probably gonna have some people showing up.
I do all the time.
Okay.
I've had people on Facebook message me, hey, can we come and practice sometime? I go, sure.
Yeah.
They go, today? I go, where are you? They go, Chicago.
Yeah.
I go, okay. We'll be there in 8 hours. And they drove.
Just drive.
Pulled for 2 hours, got back in the car and left.
That's awesome, man. Well, it's neat. It's
Yeah.
neat to like have the access and like you know the knowledge that you do share. Because I've watched quite a few of your videos on YouTube as well, and you just put a lot of your training plan you put out there.
It's all out there,
Yeah.
everything I do. One question before we go.
Hit me.
So, you retired in 2023,
Yep.
2025. When did you start arm wrestling? Was it last year?
Arm
wrestling.
So here's the thing: is I feel like the first time that I actually did really any training was when Devin came here last June. Okay.
So less than a year.
I mean, I was messing around with a couple handles and that type of thing, but it wasn't really. It was nothing really of substance, you know. Like it was like not really anything on a table. So we did that together.
You were arm wrestling curious.
Yeah, and then the guy I kind of started having the group of guys come over. I think it was kind of like early July. So that's when we actually kind of started having a little bit more of a set practice. And, you know, at the beginning it was once every 2 weeks and, you know, trying to recover from that a little bit more. And then, you know, it's kind of progressed to once every week. And then we may bump it up to like twice a week at a certain point here too. So,
okay. So sitting here today,
yeah.
What's your plan? Because you got kind of two paths, especially someone who's as close to death as you are. You know, you can jump on the fast.
The kettle black right
nah, man, I'm gonna be around for you. I'm gonna be around. Okay. I will never play the county fair.
As close to death as I like. I like how you go into the question with that. That's good.
So you can jump on the fastest horses you find and shoot up the ranks, learn a trick or two.
Yeah.
Try to make a statement, hit top 10, hit top 5, challenge the king for the crown.
Sure.
Or you can sit back, learn all the intricacies of it, the history, study tape, eventually end up on a mountain, grow a big white mustache, wait for Uma Thurman to climb the stairs.
Sure.
So you can do your eagle claw versus her crane. I mean, what's your plan for arm wrestling?
By far the first one.
Good. Because I'm not coming out here and helping you. I would go back to Caitlin's house if you want to take forever.
I'm not wanting to take forever. No.
Good. Then let's learn 4 or 5 basic things and get your strength numbers up.
See, I like that, man. I like that a lot. It's been really fun to have the conversations that we've had about it and you know, pick your brain about just the overall philosophy and then the approach.
Yeah.
You know, but it's very tangible. It works for somebody like me that's you know, from the lifting world. Mm-hmm. It's like, here's what we got to work on. Like that's your objective. We got to get better at this. You know, and so that's a very tangible thing for me to go after. I like that.
All right, we'll get you some metrics.
Yeah.
You can track your progress. We'll put a calendar to it later, and again, keep the guy's phone number.
Okay. That's awesome, man. Well, make sure you guys check out Todd's stuff. Give him some love for sure, and we'll have plenty of you know, content coming out around, you know, training and different things, and then we'll have to have you back out again, man. At some point and do some updates. And
I'll see if you're doing your homework. I'll get you a midterm exam.
Midterm exam. Okay. Well, I better ace that thing, man. I better ace that thing. So. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please share the podcast. It helps to get it out to more and more people and spread the message, and we love that. So very much appreciate that. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And we're going to go have some more fun training. Hope you guys enjoyed that. For now, going to be great, and we'll check you guys later.
Call your mom. He can stop.